n8n forms. Hi, I'm n8n Pavlov and welcome to Fixing n8n Docs video series. Today we're talking about n8n forms. We have three nodes that we can use to have standalone forms that come with n8n. First, we are going to talk about the trigger node that can start our workflow. It's really cool. We can use it for multiple things and scenarios. So let's begin. We have an empty canvas, and first things first, we're going to search for this node. We can find it in two ways. We can say add another trigger and then say on form submission. And here it is. This is our node. Also, we can search for n8n form and then to find this trigger node here, and we have these two additional ones that I'm going to show in a minute. So let's see what we have here. On form submission, we have some exclamation mark, so something is off and we should fix it. Double click, here it is. It says we need a title. So let's say it's called, this is a title. Execute step. So instead of me explaining for a couple of minutes what it is, I wanted to show you. This is a form, and please note this is a unique URL. So n8n is building basically a standalone web page with a URL that we can share with other people to fill out forms. Similarly, like Google Forms. And when, of course, this is a pretty simple form without any input fields, but we'll build it in a second. So when submitted, we will have this information here from the form, and we have this the note that this is a test version, right? Because as with many other nodes, we have test URL and production URL. Once we're done testing, we can send this URL to people if we want them to fill out the form. So let's analyze what we have here. So here we have by default form title and form description. So this is some description that we're going to let people know that, you know, what this form is all about. Please follow the instructions. And then we have add form element. And here, this is the label. And here we can pick from different types of information, like types of inputs. Checkboxes, custom HTML, date, dropdown, number, text input, radio buttons, you name it. So we can do a lot of different things. So let's start with text input and with say name. And this is a custom field name, a name that we can give to every single field and reference the fields by using this custom name in our workflow later on. So we can have placeholder. So this is the thing that please enter your name here, and if we execute, please enter your name here. This is the placeholder value. When we start typing, it will go away. It's pretty common and pretty okay, stop listening. So back to our form, we can add default value if especially during testing, if we don't want to type every single time. Let's say like this. Attribute required field if this field is required. So as you can see, this is required field. There is default value. If I delete this, we'll have placeholder value and we'll have an error saying this field is required. Okay, let me type it in. And when we move aside, we will see that this data is passed so we can process it in our workflow. Cool? So to zoom out, and I'll let you play with this, and your imagination is the limit. There is one thing also, like the form is submitted as respond when or workflow finishes, because we'll see in a second how this works. Let me close this and let's move on a practical example that I hope you will find interesting. So here's a workflow, simple workflow that I've created just as a test, and to show you and demonstrate other two nodes when it comes to forms. So page form, next page form, and form ending form, whatever. So Here's the context. Let's say our birthday is coming up soon, and we have our group of friends. And among our friends, we have three groups. Those that always bring us some lame generic present without even thinking about what we would like, thinking our, I don't know, hobbies or personality or whatever, things that we love into consideration. Then we have a group of people that put some thought to picking a present. They buy it, but still it's thoughtful present. And lastly, we have handcrafted presents from people that actually put some effort to. It can be even a small card with, you know, some handwritten message or whatever. We're not materialistic, but we're petty a lot. So we want to let people know. Of course, I'm joking, but hopefully this will stick in your memory as really weird example. So what we're doing here, we want to start this, and this is an option, and we're saying a questionnaire. Okay, so dear friend, because we are going to send this URL in the production mode to every single friend of ours that we plan to invite to our birthday party. So let me know what kind of present are you planning to bring. So three options: generic, lame gift, thoughtful but bought, and handmade with love. So what happens here, if we go and this branching, we have switch node. We're going to talk about this separately, and it's pretty simple. We're just having branching based on the choice. And then in case our friend says, okay, so generic, he'll be presented with another form asking him to reconsider. So let me just submit this. And as you can see, we're now in this form. And it says, hi, John. So this is dynamic value here. So we're picking this and passing to another form, which is important to demonstrate that we can use these values across our workflow. Do you agree that you'll at least try to buy a non-generic gift? And if this person says yes, and I'll show you in a second that we can limit, that they can pick only one field. So let's say yes, submit. We are going to move a little bit. So we have if node, which is basically branching, if this, then that. And sorry, you have to watch the birthday party via live stream. If they said they're not going to try to buy present. Maybe I messed the logic here, but you get the point. So yes, we're that petty. So we are not going to invite this person. They can send a gift, but they're going to watch your birthday party through a live stream. I know, but this is hypothetical. I would not do this to my friends. And also, if they reply differently, then they'll be presented with a different form. Let me just zoom out. So, okay. Generic, lame, no. Okay, that's it. Let me quickly go through another scenario. Yes. Is this yes? Okay, so we need to fix this logic, because then our friend will never see this. And so I found the error in our form. So if our friend picks generic lame gift and presented with this page, and says yes, so he will reconsider, and we submit. We can see here that this is going into this branch. Thank you, John, for being a good friend. See you soon. So we will invite this person because John said he will try to buy not generic gift. In other options, we have thoughtful, bought gift. So as we can see, form ending node. Thank you, John, for being a good friend. Your gift will be cherished even though it's bought. And then lastly, gift handmade with love. This node is executing. Thank you, John, for being a good friend. Your handcrafted gift will be cherished. See you soon. So as you can see, we can build forms in different ways with different form elements and have this conditional logic, process information, and I've added here, this is native n8n data table node for inserting rows into data table inside n8n. And this is the table that we can refresh and see that we're gathering answers. Yes, we are tracking everything. That's what comes with us being, when someone wants to be a friend with us, we will track every single little thing. So we can do this. This is just an example of processing the data. We're going to dedicate a video, at least a video or two, to these native tables in n8n. And also when it comes to this form, so if we analyze, we've picked checkboxes, checkbox values. So this is additional settings. So limit selection exact 1, number of selections 1, and we have two options, yes and no. So that way we're sure that this friend of ours can say only yes or no to our question whether or not they are going to reconsider buying us a proper gift. So these are n8n forms for you. You can play with this, and I recommend you play and try it out, especially because we have actual URLs that we can send to people. They can fill out, again, similarly to Google Forms. So you can actually have a URL that you can send to your friends, similarly to Google Forms, but the submission of the form will start our workflow. We will process it. We can add sending emails, additional conditional logic, other like, I don't know, Slack notifications. This was just a demonstration of using all three form nodes. On form submission as a trigger node, next form page, because I wanted to show you how we can have multi-page forms, and finally form ending. Hope it made sense. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. All the best.